Welcome to this mini course called How to Embed Google Docs, Sheets, Forms, and Slides. My name is Lolan, and I just love helping retirees with their online businesses. My business is called Workstyle Lifestyle Consulting. To date, I have 4 websites which I have created, and of course, then we are working on this one together. So over to you, Vivek.
Namaste. My name is Vivekananda, which means wisdom and happiness. I believe in simplicity being the ultimate in sophistication. I bring time-tested wisdom and happiness together into your life and business by unifying, simplifying, and amplifying simple technology and tools. I create software solutions as necessary to achieve this. Wake Technology is my company, but Website for Courses is our joint project, venture, whatever you want to call it.
Well, we always like to start with the question why. Why are we doing this mini course? Well, part of the main reason was we discovered that embedding is really important when you are creating your courses. And we thought it would be a good idea to create a mini course to help our participants get some practice in before they take on the major course project. And it does, embedding does save time.
Embedding is easier than copy paste, especially if there are a lot of documents or long documents to place on the website. Formatting, fonts, color, images and their placement, all of these can be handled by embedding, and you can make amendments without needing to open the website and update it again, up to a point, but yes.
So we'll start with one of Google's tools that seems to get used most often. So let's see how to embed a Google Doc. So, of course, the first thing you need to do is open a Google Doc, as Vivek has done. You can see on the slide here. And the first item that needs to be taken care of is the page setup. So go to the File menu and
Page setup.
Page Setup, and take a look at the options there. So one thing that needs to be pointed out here is that most websites are viewed in landscape mode on a computer. So therefore, it only makes sense for us to have the text in this document also appear in landscape mode rather than portrait.
So we select this option there, and then also note that the margins are useful when you want to print the document. On a web page, they have a slightly different implication. The top and bottom need to be, the margins need to be 0 because we want the document text to appear at the top of the page without a margin. But The left and right margins, we can leave them so that it doesn't go across the page too much. We don't want to force the viewer to horizontally scroll. So for that we leave the left and right margin as 2.5 and then hit OK.
Now the next thing we need to do is to go back to File again and select Publish to the Web. And you'll notice the little caret beside Published Content and Settings. So if you click on that little caret, you'll see a button there that says Start Publishing.
And then there is this checkbox. This is the one which enables a Google Doc to be updated directly on the website as you change the document content. So automatically republish when changes are made. So this needs to be ticked, and then we say publish. Google would put this warning, are you sure you want to publish this selection, this document? You'll say yes, that's what we want to do. And then it will show you the link or the embed. We want to use the embed. We need to copy this code. We use Command C if you are using a Apple computer, or Control C if you are using a Windows computer. So copy that.
Now you need to go to your website and open a new page. So Vivek is going to go to our website and open a page. And you need to select a new block.
And we need to find custom HTML block.
There, it's right there. Yeah.
So it is this one. Select that. Now we paste what we copied from the Google Doc. We say update, and in most cases this may not look right depending on the theme you use. I think we have seen in most cases it will not look right.
So can you show what it looks like now without making any further adjustments?
Yeah. Let's look at a preview, and this is how it looks, all scrunched up, and the document is there but you can hardly read it. So obviously this is not what you want. So here is what you can do about that. I'll show in the next slide. So this is a tricky bit. In the custom HTML block that we created, I have to type this whole thing in. It has to be typed as it is shown there, and copy paste doesn't work, and the word center has to be typed in the American way, American spelling. So let me do that here. Go back to editing the web page. I have to type it in style equal to open quote margin colon auto semicolon space ALIGN colon CENTER semicolon space WIDTH colon 100% semicolon space HEIGHT colon 1800 px semicolon close quote space. Let us update this. I have painfully typed it in. Let's see how it looks. There you go. It looks better. And there is no scroll bar. If you reduce the size, I can show you. Let's say I'll make it 1000. And preview. You see this scroll bar. This scroll bar is an additional one apart from the one that is there in the browser itself. So we want to avoid having this scroll bar, so we have to adjust this number here. It's a trial and error process, sadly, but that's what it is. And please note that any future adjustment to the doc may mean future adjustment to the height value. So that's the only adjustment you may have to make, but the changes will appear, but the scroll bar may suddenly appear where it didn't when you update the document. So that's how it looks now. So we are happy with that. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, so now we're going to go to another Google product that is used quite a bit as well, and that is the form. And this is very useful when you want some information from your viewers, and you want it collected all in one place. So it can be used to create a contact us page, or to do a survey, or to receive some feedback. You can refer to another of our mini courses called Create a Simple Contact Us page on your website to learn how to set one up. So now we'll move on to showing how to where to find things here. So of course you open a form.
So we have opened the form. We need to click on this button here, send, on the upper right. Click on that and send the embed icon, which is this one. Now copy the HTML, copy. There is no point in adjusting the width and height because it doesn't make much difference. It has taken the default values there, and we leave it as it is. Now you need to decide where you want to embed it on your website. Maybe you already have a Google Doc as it is shown here, or there may be some other stuff, but you need to decide where you want to embed it. Then open a new block. Again, we'll go for custom HTML and now paste the code that we copied. Now, this may not look as we want it again, so let's see how it looks. That's the Google Doc we embedded earlier. The form is here. It's okay, but we would like to make this scroll bar disappear, and we would want this to be in the center of the page horizontally. It is to the left of the page, which is not very good aesthetically. So we go back and again we do the same thing here. We type in
style equals
margin colon auto semicolon space ALIGN colon CENTER American spelling WIDTH colon 100% semicolon space HEIGHT colon 1800 px semicolon close quote space. Let's update this and see how it looks. So that's the Google Doc and the form. The scroll bar is gone, but we have too much of empty space at the bottom. So we need to do a bit of adjustment to the height. Probably we need to put 1500 and update. It is a trial and error method. There's no easy way. I said update. Now look at the preview. It has reduced a little bit, but we still need to get rid of quite a bit. So maybe I should say 1000. Update. Now let's preview. That looks about right. So yeah, so we have covered two things now: embedding a Google Doc and embedding a form. Moving on to the next.
Now we're going to show you how to embed a slide presentation. So, of course, the first thing you've got to do is open your slide presentation and decide where you want to embed it. Do you want it on a web page of its own, or on a page that already has a doc and or a form embedded? All of this depends on exactly why you want to embed anything and what you want to achieve on your website. So in this case, as we did in the
Google Doc.
the Google Doc, we want to go to the File and choose Publish to the Web. And so I believe that what you want to do is just do the same thing as we did before.
Yeah, there is one additional option here. You can auto advance to the next slide every 3 seconds, or you can change that, say, to 5 seconds or whatever. There are various options here. Let us say 5 seconds and say, and you can loop it around by clicking that. And then again there is this other option. Now we take the embed code. We are not going to adjust the size here. We are going to, let's take it as it is. Command C on an Apple, Control C on a Windows machine. Let's go back to our web page.
So on your web page, I'm assuming, Vivek, that you're going to just add it to the page that we've been working on.
Yeah, we'll add it.
So again, what you do is you choose a new block and the custom HTML, and you paste the code that you had copied and change the width to 100%. You can adjust the height as you like, but be aware that the blank spaces around your presentation will be black. So it's a good idea to try to fit it as closely as you can.
One difference you notice here is that other embed codes did not have the width parameter within the iframe, whereas this one already has the width and height parameter here. So I just adjusted this width here to be 100%, and let us see how it looks. Let's look at the preview. So that is the doc, contact form. This is the slide. Now if we wait for 5 seconds, it should move to the next slide automatically.
But if you're a viewer and you would like it to go faster, down in the left-hand corner, you can advance the slide if you wish.
Like that.
Yeah.
So probably 5 seconds is a bit too much. Let's see. In here, the time delay is, it says 3000.
Of course, your decision about how long you want the slide How quickly you want it to turn over depends on the amount of text that you have on your slides.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of text, you will want it to not advance too quickly.
Okay, I've done some changes. Let's look at it again.
Hmm.
2000 is the, I think it is the millisecond. But it doesn't seem to be advancing. The other thing is probably it is not even starting. The start says false there. Let us say true. Let's see what this does. Yeah, it is advancing on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But that's way too fast
way too
because
fast.
you can't read anything. So yeah.
I've set it back to 3000. Let us see what it does now.
That's better.
Okay, so I think we have covered the slides part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the black space Llewellyn was talking about are these two spaces here. Sometimes you'll find the spaces all around the slide. So it does depend on the size of your screen and various other aspects. So it's a trial and error. So the best possible you can. You want them to read it, so you may want to increase the size depending on the size of the text that you have used in the slide. Okay.
Now we're moving on to the next presentation, and that is embedding a spreadsheet. And Vivek, I think you were going to talk about that.
Yeah, open the sheet and decide where you want to embed it, on a web page of its own or on a page that already has a doc and or form, etc. embedded. I'm going to use the same page. We again go to publish to the web. Here in file, publish to the web. Select the embed code and publish. It will give you that warning, and Command C or Control C, go back to the web page, add custom HTML, paste it, update. See, this again doesn't look right because of the same reason as the Google Doc. So we need to do something here. We need to type the code.
Change the width to 100%.
Yeah, but in the embed code there is no width mentioned. So we'll have to copy from what we did for Google Doc. We'll have to type the same thing all over again here. style equal to margin auto lign center width colon 100% height 1800 px. I typed in the whole thing as I did it for the Google Doc. So let's see how this looks. Update. And preview. That looks better. And as you can see, the slide is going to the next one automatically. So so we have now covered, yeah, this is the code that I typed in again. So for the spreadsheet as well.
So now we want to talk a little bit about when it's not a good idea to embed. So here's a few cases that embedding may not be the best approach. When your viewer will want to print a document, it is better to provide them with a link to a PDF document. If your document is only, a small page, one small page long, it's probably just as easy to do a copy paste into a website page. And when we're talking about presentations, if your presentation requires your voice explanation, it would be better to use that presentation in a video format so that you can include your voice. And in a spreadsheet, if your spreadsheet has a lot of data, a lot of rows and columns, it probably is better to share a link to a PDF file, or as Vivek added recently, better still create some graphs and pie charts and embed them instead.
Okay, now that you know how to embed Google's great products, you are more likely to use this feature often. Perhaps the best use of this knowledge will be when you are ready to create your own course. And for this, we highly recommend our Of Course course. We hope you found this mini course helpful. There are lots of other mini courses on the website. We are adding them as fast as we can. And hope you found this helpful.
And learning lots along the way, we might add. Bye for now, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye for now.